Good morning. Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, 2019, one of the most beautiful days in the world outside, nice and cool. And this morning we have a guest of Lynn Keefe from General Services, busiest lady on campus.
Well, our team certainly is, but thank you. It's good to be here.
Good, glad you're here. I would like to pass on two compliments to you.
Excellent, thank you.
One is the new windows. We face onto the courtyard where there have been choppers and saws and all kinds of noise. With those windows closed, you hear nothing. I think you made a really good choice.
I am glad to hear that.
There you go.
Glad to hear that.
And I'm not the first one I've heard say that. Others agreed. So
I've heard that before. So
good. That's wonderful. The other one is I was walking down the hall outside here today, and I saw one of our shining stars, Mary Turner, from a few months ago, cleaning off the button that pushes an automatic door. And I thought, is that thorough or what? That we have germs everywhere, let's wipe everything. But I thought that really was indicative of what our housekeeping staff does.
They do keep busy, and particularly, with the recent outbreak, a
yeah.
lot of those high-touch areas really trying to keep clean.
Right.
So thank you for
commenting.
Sure. I'll certainly pass along those good words.
Good. So what's happening in General Services? Anything? Are you busy at all?
No, not at all. So when I walked in, you asked if we could talk about my favorite topic, and of course we have two. We'll talk about both.
Okay.
But first is about our transition to Cox from DirecTV.
Okay.
So today residents will be receiving a memo in their cubby with information about the transition.
Okay.
And so what it tells them is more than it's just coming. There are two attachments to the memo. One are the dates for informational sessions with Cox, and we ask residents to attend one of those.
Okay.
We are going to try and partner with Channel 6 to tape those, but there are a variety of dates beginning on September the 10th, and there are 2 per week for about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Pick one, attend. At that time, they'll get information about the packages that are available to upgrade and what they should be doing. The memo also says that after you attend that session, you will receive in your mail slot information about when it's time for your building to come online. And it will tell you when they're going to be in your hallway, and at that time, they'll provide you with a number to set up your account.
Okay.
So you'll call that number, and everyone must do that, even if all you want is what comes free.
Okay. But you still
need to just set up your account so that they have your telephone number and your apartment number. And it's also when you'll tell them, I only have one TV, so I only need one box when you come to do that. So that information is in there as well. And then a lot of folks have said, well, what about my existing equipment?
You knew I was going to ask that next.
So we want to make sure that we don't just take it all in without any detail. So at the time that your Cox is being installed, we will collect your DirecTV equipment. You will be provided a receipt, and we have worked with DirecTV. We'll palletize that because we'll be sending back bulk.
Yeah, lots.
Yes, so all of that will be addressed at the time you're going to be installed. We'll take your old equipment, make sure that you receive credit for sending that back. You'll get a receipt, and you will be installed.
And one thing that I think is very, very important for people to be careful about, do not turn in the remote control that came with your television set.
That's a good
Because
point.
we've had that problem with the current system where we've gone to help people rescan, and they think maybe they left it behind when they moved or something like that.
Yes,
so
we all have, everything has remotes now, so you want to make sure you keep the one that belongs to your TV, not the one that goes with your DirecTV box.
So we're looking for lots of information, but you've told us that it's going to be coming to us in an orderly manner.
Yes.
And just be patient.
Yes, the memo will be in your box, and it also has the channel lineup, and that's been a question for folks.
Right.
And
the channel lineup is there today?
Yes, that's along with the memo.
I can hear the thundering herds running down to get that right now. That's our most important part.
Yes. So lots of information there. Install will begin in October.
Okay.
The expectation is that by the end of the month, we are fully installed.
Good.
Okay, they are on track, and
I know they've been
want that to
busy
continue
around the community.
Yes, so look for
Okay.
that information, please,
Good, thank you.
and follow the steps.
That answers a lot.
So one of our other big topics is parking.
Yes, of course.
Even before we had all of this construction, parking was tight. That's the world that we live in
That
here.
is.
But I'm asking for everyone's concern and assistance to pay attention for concerns. So we know that the G lot is now closed, and work is beginning there. All of the fencing is up.
Cut down trees and they're
Yes.
on their way.
Yes, and so we have relocated folks from the G lot to the H lot, assigned that parking, but as you can imagine, parking is tighter. We had to remove blue spaces for our resident contractors. Our first priority, of course, is residents. I would ask for folks' help in keeping visitor spaces available. We are adding some focus from our security team. It's not really where we want to have it, but we need that. So
Yes.
they will be focusing on parking enforcement. We do get folks who are a little bit creative, and we have limited our vendors, our general contractors who are here, to the number of vehicles that they can bring on, as well
Good.
as all of our other
Good.
contractors. We always do that.
If I see someone parked in the wrong space, what should I do?
So if it is an immediate concern, they're in your reserved space, immediately call security and let them know someone is in my space, I need to park there. And if you see somebody really parked illegally, otherwise you can just report it. They will still address it.
I've been writing down the vendor number and when it expires, and the name of the kind of car it is, and the license plate, and where the person is parked.
Yes, and the more information you can provide them, the better, because it allows for that follow-up. So one of the questions we receive is who can park where. So our general contractors book who is working on town center has spaces within their fenced-in area. Any of our regular contractors who are here, like Positive, who's here frequently, we do limit the number of vehicles they bring, but they are registered with us.
Good.
Those vendors who may come on rare occasion do park in visitor spaces
I
because
think
they're
these are
just
more
here.
aids that I'm finding.
So
as I see
we want to
those.
make sure that they're registered in parking, but please communicate with us if you have an ongoing issue. Folks can, reach out to me. I'll do what I can, work with
The
our
only
team.
thing that I would request is that there be something handed to people at the gate telling them where to park.
So our parking map actually indicates where visitor parking is, and we do quite a thorough orientation with all of our general contractors and our vendors to talk about things like no smoking, where can you park, what do you do in an emergency, all of those things.
But if I'm a personal aid to someone, or if I'm a visitor from the outside coming in, I don't have a clue where to go.
So the map that they receive for visitors indicates the green visitor spaces.
What about the contractors?
So they have to register with us, and if they come through the gate multiple times without having registered, the gate attendant will let them know
Good.
that they must register or they can't come back on campus.
So we're doing what we can.
We are doing what we
Okay,
can.
we have about 30 seconds left.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just encourage folks to make sure if you have a concern that you're communicating it to the right person to get it addressed.
And Grix is not the right place to get
If
it
you need a
addressed.
work order done, call General Services and say, I need work done. If it is something, there's a temperature adjustment or water, those are an immediate call out. Just
Sure.
contact your front desk.
Okay, good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Always informational. We appreciate your sharing it.